this Halloween season.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys.
Kind of a throwback Thursday night football game tonight. Yeah, we will get to the Kings, of course. It's the Drive Guys. Jay and Whitey Gleason. Throwback Thursday night game in the sense that it's not a great matchup, Jay. You know, in the old days of Thursday night football, it was the AFC South game of the week.
Yes,
and it's
sir.
Tennessee against Jacksonville. Next week, Jacksonville will be at Tennessee. And occasionally they'd throw in, the Falcons and the Saints or something. Then, as the package became more expensive and the people carrying the Thursday night game spent more money on it, the matchups got more attractive. And we've seen some good matchups this year and some attractive ones. This one looked better, obviously, when they drew up the schedule than it does now with two-win teams going head-to-head, Ravens and Dolphins. But, of course, you can hear it here on Sactown Sports, and we take you up to Thursday Night Football tonight. This game do anything for you?
Yeah, of course, baby.
Yeah?
You presented it well, wrapped the package well, and I'm good to go, baby. Let's turn it up.
Both teams would have you believe they ain't out of it yet.
Well, you can window dress. As they say, you could put a wig on a pig. Don't mean it ain't a pig, baby.
That's true.
I tell you this. I think the Ravens, who are, what'd you say, 2-6, I believe, right?
One of them's 2-5, one of them's 2-6.
Yeah. I believe the Ravens are 2-6. There are people that I've continued to hear throughout the NFL circles who believe the Ravens could not be done yet. Like, they may still have an opportunity. And I'm like, is it just the Lamar Jackson factor, the fact that he was gone for so many weeks and he's coming back and, they'll give him an opportunity? 2-6 is a heck of a hole to dig out of.
Yeah, the Ravens are 2-5. The Dolphins are 2-6.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was one of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's interesting. 2-5, 2-6. The Dolphins are done. We could cancel them. They're out of there.
The Ravens could squint and say, Pittsburgh's in first place. They're only 4-3.
4-3. Yeah.
And then the Bengals are between the Steelers and Ravens, but the Bengals are kind of in free fall. I think Flacco got hurt too. So I could see how if you're the Ravens, if you think that, we just haven't played our best football and we're capable of playing more like we used to, but you got to win tonight. So a big game for them tonight, obviously.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Definitely a huge game. And, of course, they got the W last week. I would say that when you look at the Ravens, Lamar is set to return tonight. That's the oomph. That's the look. That's the feel. Is you have the former MVP coming in and doing his 1-2 step, and you're looking at it in the form of Lamar can hopefully rescue this team. And of course, the defense has played horrific compared to what people thought coming into the season. So when you really look at the Ravens, the only way you think the team can go is up.
Mm-hmm. Before we get to the Kings, I also just want to say this real quick. Today, thank you for bearing with me as a personal note. Today would have been my mother's birthday. My mom was born 100 years ago today. She's no longer with us, but I thought of her today because everything's fine. I got some blood drawn, and my mom used to do that for a living. She was a phlebotomist at a hospital in Vallejo. And whenever I get my blood drawn, I tell the people doing it that, my mom used to do that. And here's what my mom used to do, Jay. I think my mom kind of marched to the beat of a different drummer sometimes. She would, and I remember this, she would bring home, the blood after they did tests and stuff. Normally you throw it away. And she would bring it home and feed it to her African violets, which you're not really supposed to do.
A little shop of horrors.
Yeah, but she did that. And I told it to the phlebotomist today, and she went, What? That's crazy. That was my mom.
Yeah, mom did her own 1-2 Dougie.
Yeah. And I guess, it was good for the violets. But also my mom, this is a story. I never heard about her until after she was gone. One of her friends told me that my mom was working at a hospital one time, and she was a lab technician, and she was parked like in a supervisor's parking spot. And so somebody comes in and says, hey, Lois, you gotta move. You're in the supervisor spot. She's like, no, I'm good. They come back a while later. Hey, Lois Gleason, you have to move your car you're in the supervisor's spot. If you don't move, you'll be fired. She picks up her stuff, says, see y'all later. I'm out.
I'm out.
Mom.
She just walked out?
That's the story. Yeah.
Really?
She's like, I ain't moving my car for that person. I'll see you later.
Wow. Did they let her go?
Yeah. That was her last day there. That's the story that I heard. My mom
that's
never
Hall of
told me
Fame
that.
material right there, brother.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mom also a Dodger fan, so
Well,
she probably knows already what's going to happen there. But tough times for Dodger fans these days. Jay, how about the Blue Jays? Jay.
hey, I'm all about the Blue Jays, brother.
Yeah.
I told you I've already applied for my dual citizenship up in Canada if the Blue Jays get a championship. Just take care of business, get the win at home, beat the Dodgers, and everything will be good in life. But another crumble from the Dodgers if we can get the Blue Jays to sneak out one more win.
The Blue Jays are a really good team, obviously. I thought last night with them jumping ahead early, I thought the Dodgers got a little bit anxious. They start swinging at pitches maybe they normally wouldn't swing at. Next thing you know, Savage has 10 strikeouts. I think Toronto getting up early in that game put the Dodgers back on their heels, and I think they're feeling the pressure a little more than the gang from the north.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, coming into the series, there was really nothing for the Blue Jays to lose from the outside looking in. Now, when you're playing, you're the Blue Jays, everything is on the line for you. But as far as media-wise, fan-wise, we all thought the Dodgers had the upper hand, and they went into the World Series with the advantage and the favorite. But the one thing the Blue Jays have done is they've kind of looked at adversity, and they really haven't had that much adversity throughout the season, besides, losing, of course. But as far as tough times, they weren't on the brink of elimination. They didn't have to fight to get into the playoffs. They comfortably got in. They won the East. I just think what they've done all season is really stare down the barrel and say we're better than whoever we're playing. And I really like the way they're going about it with the Dodgers because I've continuously said to beat the Dodgers, you got to go after them. And I think that's part of what you were saying with Coach Schneider when you kept pitching around Shohei. What would that be, game 3 or 4? What was that, game 4? What is that? Yeah. What did we?
I think it was the game 3, the 18-inning game, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember because they won 2 back-to-back. So it's if you go at the Dodgers, they have to play just like everybody else.
And put the ball in play, and we saw that last night,
they don't
too.
do too well.
They do not.
No.
Yeah. And I thought it was very impressive the way Toronto bounced back once they lost that 18-inning game. I think a lot of people thought, well, they're done.
Yeah.
And Bo Bichette said last night after the game, he said, we thought, all right, we lost the game. Then they came back, won the next 2. And as someone pointed out on social media, the Blue Jays are actually a lot younger than the Dodgers, so maybe the Dodgers actually felt the after effects of that 18 innings more than Toronto did.
Yeah, Savage was dealing, Bieber was dealing. I mean, both of those guys were doing their thing.
Yeah.
So I'm all about it, brother. I truly all about it.
Yeah. So we've talked about Thursday Night Football and World Series. So Jay, there's no way around it. How about those Kings last night? Kings falling in Chicago, 126-113. The final. I'll just say this: that lineup that was on the floor last night. Yeah, Drapes joins us at 2:30 today, right?
Yep.
For Drapes Takes. And Drapes yesterday was admonishing Kings fans for being too negative, and what he said on our show was posted on social media, and it blew up. So I know resonated with a lot of people. As far as last night goes, I mean, you had basically 4 guards and a smallish center, and I don't know how you can expect to compete when that's your starting lineup. The Kings had last night 31 rebounds. As a team, they got out rebounded 46-31. They didn't play forwards. They didn't have a forward in the starting lineup. And I understand that they're shorthanded right now because of injury. They knew they were shorthanded during the offseason and didn't address that. Maybe they were waiting on Kuminga. And I'll just say this. I think what's going on with the Kings right now, and last night especially, I don't think it's fair to Doug Christie to have a coach a team that's that shorthanded and with a roster that is that wacky. I don't think it's fair to the players, and I don't think it's fair to the fans right now. Because that team that they put out there last night, you look at that and go, that's not how you win an NBA game. So I know that they've got a lot of tough losses, and I know that the first half last night, they played well. But, I mean, to me, this is just kind of a charade that's getting to the point now where we have to just all admit, all right, they're not winning anything this year because what are they, 14th in the West right now, and they're going to climb out of that? given the way they're playing right now, Jay, it's not all bad, but I'm just not willing to pretend that this team right now is like, oh, you can make some things happen this year, because I don't see it.
Yeah, I think everything you said I agree with. I don't really know if I need to double down on anything you said. I'm truly I truly back and understand what you just said. I do. I mean, I hate to be short of words, but I don't really know what else to say beside being repetitive. And so I'm with you.
I appreciate that. I do think some people are taking what Coach Christie is saying out of context. It's 2 games in a row. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I know last night he said something to the effect of, I think we get bored with doing the same thing, and then when it's working. And some people, I think, looked at that and said, wow, he's taking shots at the players. I don't think he is. Maybe I'm wrong. But to me, the last 2 nights, the night before that is when he said, we could be 5-0. I think he's struggling to find positive things to say. And how can that be positive? Well, he's trying to frame things this way. We're losing not because of the other team. We're losing because we're not playing as well as we can. That's one thing a coach tries to say, right? It's not about what they're doing. We control whether we win or not. And the reason we're not winning is because we're not doing the things we're capable of doing. So that's how I took it. And again, like I say, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, here was Doug Christie last night after the game.
Blow-bys, gambling, fundamentally when they do it the correct way, we see that it can be done. But it's almost like sometimes we get a little bored with the monotony of doing things the right way and having success at it. But, I mean, pretty simplistic. I have to go back and watch the film, to be honest with you, because a lot of times, as bad as it feels right now, you'll say things and feel a certain way, and then you go back and watch it and you go, oh, well, it was something a little different.
Yeah, the other thing is, I know I've heard that before, and I can't remember where I've heard it, and I'm trying to think, was that Mike Brown or some other coach? Or maybe it's something coaches say sometimes. I've heard a coach say that, I think we get bored with doing things the right way. But Jay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think right now where Doug is, I don't think it would do him any good to go after the players, and I think he knows that better than anybody, and I just don't think that's what he was doing.
I'm far away from him going after the players. The one thing Coach Christie has talked about on multiple occasions is playing the right way. And as you just said, every coach says that. And also in the back end, it's funny because I had heard the first part of the sound. I didn't listen to I have to go back and watch the film. That's typical speak talk. I mean, coach talk, right? I'm going to go back and watch the film. We'll dedicate some time to the things we did right, and we'll dedicate some time to the things we did wrong. And you hear that every level. You hear that in every sport, and there's nothing different in the form of that. One thing we have to start to do here in Sacramento, and I believe, and we, stemming from yesterday, if you didn't hear the conversation yesterday, was, and I guess I can even say for the last 3, 4, 5 months, right, is coming into this season, I think we all knew this roster, and you always say it, is imbalanced in many certain ways. And as much as we want to root and hope and be cheerful and joyous and believe and, okay, this team has an opportunity to do something well, so does the Washington Wizards. So does Portland. So does Utah, because we're only 5, 6 games in, depending on who you are. With that also being said, I've also heard a lot of fans, and you got to give them kudos. It's reality. Things are the way they are. It's not what they seem. They are what they are. And the fact of, as you said, and I went and looked at this yesterday, it's interesting because even the small things, simple things, can even ring. As I always say, if you sit back and watch a baby, you can learn from a baby. I Googled real fast just because I wanted to see. We know Russell Westbrook's a Hall of Fame to be point guard, right? But we also know he's starting in the forward position for the Sacramento Kings. So whatever it was, I don't know, it was an epiphany. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I Google it, boom, Russell Westbrook pops up, American-born starting point guard in the NBA, basketball point guard. And you're thinking in your mind, yeah, he is. And then you look at the Sacramento Kings and the way they're playing and the way he's operating, you forget because you see he's sticking people 6'9" and 6'10" and 6'8". And then at the same time, it's just a constant reminder that this roster is imbalanced.
Yeah.
It truly is. And as I say, it's simple, but when you're in the moment, when you're looking at the game, you kind of tend to forget until something reminds you, oh, well, we gave up another rebound. Oh, yeah, we're playing with the starting point guard as a forward.
I don't know how you hope to win games doing that. And, and it's not – I'm not going after Coach Doug Christie because, like we said, this roster, you just don't have a lot of options there. So, I mean, every loss is, you get a little maybe a ping pong ball. So I understand that big picture. There's some upside to it. But I'm not sure if we were ever really to assume this team was capable of doing much anyway. We'll see. There's a long ways to go. But to me, they've earned that 1-4 record at this point.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. It's, the other thing I looked at, too, and I was doing a little bit of research last night, and I'm going to have to continue it. Do we have the smallest front court in the league? And I was looking at it in the form of you have a center who's not 7 foot. Of course, you have DeMar DeRozan, and then you have Russell Westbrook. And I'm just going off that.
Has to be.
We have to be the smallest front court in the league, don't we?
Right. As well as right now, I think last night they have one of, if not the, and I think it's the oldest starting lineup in the league when Russ is in there. So
yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah. So you're just, you're up against it. That's your approach.
Very much so.
Yeah. The thing that stings a little bit is it was just a couple years ago that the Bulls were kind of dealing with some of those issues of, we never quite got over the hump and we're getting older now. And the Kings were looking down on the Bulls, right? Like, that's too bad. And now the Bulls are a young, up-and-coming team, and the Kings are, as we, everyone says, Bulls West, and it's just frustrating that the Kings, they actively participated in that process. All right, we'll take your older guys because watch, we can be good with them. I know it didn't work for you guys. Well, watch this. It's going to work for us. And now here we are watching the Bulls push their record to 4-0, and the fans there are loving this, Jay. We deserve that. We'll get there, but we ain't there now. We're nowhere near it right now.
Yeah, part of it, though, and I know you weren't too high on it, is you have to make plays and you have to kind of stick your neck out on the line and make a decision as a front office, as a general manager, assistant general manager, and or owner, or anybody that you feel is pulling the strings, a la Jerry Jones being the owner/general manager. And I said it, I think, and Draper was on board, Josh Giddey. It started with picking one or two guys that you want to build this squad around and who you believe is going to be, of substance down the road. And the Bulls, they figured it. They said, people, and no doubt, it was a fair exchange. And the fact that Caruso went over to OKC, he's helped them. And you can't tell me Josh Giddey hasn't helped the Bulls.
He has.
But you have to, and Giddey was somewhat of a distressed asset, as we like to talk about on this show.
Yeah.
And I screamed to the top of my lungs.
You did.
Man, you got to go get a guy like that.
Crazy.
You have to go get a guy like that.
Yeah.
When you're talking, and no disrespect to Alex Caruso, because he's a hell of a defender. He's a good ball player. But we're talking about a person that was making under $50 million that was able to go get you a lottery draft pick, someone that people believe would be somewhat of an all-star or star or whatever level you thought. And those are the type of moves. And crazy as can be, you talked about Jonathan Kuminga, and I don't want to go down that conversation today, but distressed asset, playing well. Now Steve Kerr's talking about he's going to be in the starting lineup from here on out. Those are the decisions that sometimes you got to go jump and go grab, so we'll see.
Yeah, I believe Jerry made this point on Kings Herald. Right now, you look at that roster, that wouldn't they be better off, at least right now in the short term, if they had kept Valanciunas and even Trey Lyles?
Yes. For sure.
Yeah. So,
definitely.
Yeah. And maybe part of the reason, in all fairness, maybe part of the reason they moved off of Valanciunas was because they had an inkling that he was trying to get back over to Europe and maybe he didn't want to stay here. Then when he went to Denver, maybe he's like, all right, I'll say, I don't know. So maybe that was part of it. But right now, that lineup last night, that's just not it. That's just, it's kind of silly, Jay, for us to sit here or for fans to sit there after the game and go, well, if they do this or do that or they didn't do this or make that shot. No, you have a really, really hard time winning in the NBA when those are your five starters.
Yeah. Akishi Irakasta's friend of the show. We haven't had on a long, long time.
Yes.
But he said, did you see what he said yesterday?
I don't remember. I probably did, but I don't remember.
Yeah, he tweeted out real fast. He said, Scott Perry has done an amazing job of assembling a team that looks like it has good players on paper, but whose fit is so bad that they will actually lose a ton. Can sell Vivek on trying to win, but also tank at the same time. And I said, man, Keith's out here, you know, he's out here dealing.
Yes.
Blackjack style. That makes sense too.
It does. It does. I know that Carmichael Dave asked Sam Amick about that today. Sam Amick's opinion, Sam didn't cite any inside information or anything.
Right.
But he said right now they're trying to win.
Meaning the front office or the organization?
He said everybody. He said, no, right now they're trying to win. That was his opinion.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, was that black? Because the one thing Sam does a great job on is he tells you, he prefaces every single time, you know what? Don't know a lot about it. I'm just kind of giving you my opinion, you know, fresh out the bush.
He did not, like I say, he didn't cite like, oh, the sources tell me or nothing like that, but he just felt like, no, they're trying to win right now. So as an organization.
That's interesting.
It is possible. I mean, I would like to think that. Somebody asked me about that today on X also. Like, maybe he's doing this. I'd like to think so. I mean, that'd be brilliant. Like a covert tank.
Yeah, that'd be some cold game, wouldn't it?
That's next level.
I hadn't thought about it for whatever reason. I hadn't thought about it because, you know, when something is presented to you, you look at it on the surface and you look at some of these names and you're like, hey, he's got to be going for the gusto. He's got to be trying to, you know, fit into and whatever they're trying to accomplish. When I say they, I mean the Kings are trying to accomplish. On the surface, it looks as if they're trying to make a run at the playoffs because of the names. But when I read that yesterday from Akis, I was like, I hadn't even thought about that. With, of course, some underlining tones in the form of the Russell Westbrook, as we've heard, you know, coming in to kind of set the foundation and set the tone for some of these young guys. When it comes to Domas and when it comes to DeMar and when it comes to Zach, how they're going about it and playing certain minutes, I just felt it was super interesting. And for whatever reason, I hadn't looked at that thought process on the surface.
Yeah, I don't know. And obviously that's something, if it were going on, no one can say that they are doing that. Boy, that would be brilliant. That would really be brilliant. Boy. Yeah.
How long would it take, though? At least a year and a half. At least to the off season, probably next trade deadline.
Before they get back in position to start restocking?
Or until that covert plan would come to the surface.
Let's just assume that's what they're doing.
Okay, that's the plan.
If you lose a lot of games early, which they've done, but if you continue to do that and then you get to the deadline, that might speed up the process. Like, all right, we're going to have to completely go the other way because we're obviously too far out.
Yeah.
So it could bear fruit if that's what you were doing by the trade deadline this year. Which is, again, that's kind of what I hope is going to happen. And I know some people may say, that's so negative, they got to win. I'm all for, let's be competitive, but I want them to head in the other direction because this direction, I feel like I said yesterday, Jay, you're at that dead end.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty dead end, and there's nice houses there.
Right.
And there's nice plants on the wall, but it's a dead end. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. It would be highly interesting if that is the thought process from the front office right now. Covert is a great word, great description, in the form of we are showing everyone.
Secretly tanking right under everyone's
eyes, right? But we're showing something else. Oh, man, that would be tremendous. That would be a tremendous plan.
Yeah.
Because it also, for me, fulfills with what we've heard from people like Sam Amick and Chris Haynes and guys like insiders, Mark Stein, who have said that the ownership group wants to win. They want to put butts in the seats. They want to continue, you know, who we are as the kingdom and pack the G1C and shake the beam up every single night when you can. So it'd be super interesting because one of the conversations coming in when Scott Perry took over was, can Scott Perry fulfill, you know, the thirst that the ownership group has tend to show of going for broke right now compared to let's be a little patient and we'll work here. We got a plan, 3-year plan where it's like, nope, I want the playoffs now.
With a covert tank would be brilliant, which I think we can all agree it would be. The other side of that coin would be, no, they're actually trying to win now. That would not be brilliant.
No.
Right? I mean, if anybody thought this team had a chance in the West to do anything, I know it's early, but really, that would not be so brilliant.
It's the thread the needle conversation.
Yeah.
It's the,
that's fair.
Can you fulfill the thirst of the ownership group to make sure that the G1C is locked and loaded and packed versus I need to get my guys in at my price, and we need to start a foundation and a direction in which meaning Scott Perry in the front office and Coach Christie, want to go at, the pace that we want to move at. And it's a very fine line and a very small needle that you're trying to thread in the form of doing both. And as we see already 5 games in, that needle is on the floor.
Yeah, what they used to call that was rebuild on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's what they call it when Jeff Petrie tried to do that. It's like, all right, we lost, the core of our team, but we can still bring in good enough players to still be keeping it going a little bit. So we're rebuilding while staying competitive, rebuild on the fly. So far, they're rebuilding on the crash.
Yeah, it's the, like Coach Christie said, it's the fixing of the airplane in the air, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Kyle Draper, I'm sure, will have some thoughts. Drape's takes after last night's loss in Chicago. Next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Time now for your Sactown 49ers report, brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. San Francisco loses in Houston on Sunday, 26-15, to fall to 5-3 on the year. The Niners played again without Brock Purdy, and they struggled offensively to score early, going down 13-0. The Niners are back in action on Sunday morning in New York. You can catch all the action beginning at 9 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting. Just smart, local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
This 49ers Red Zone report is being brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Here's the snap to Jones, looking over the middle, lofts it into the end zone. George Kittle reaching back with one hand. 2 defenders on top of him. George Kittle celebrates National Tight End Day. Play fake, Jones boots, throws on the run, reaching up, Tonjes makes the catch at the goal line. Touchdown, 49ers.
National Tight End Day, and that was the QB choice right there.
Ready, set, win big. When the 49ers win, you score. With 49% off any large pizza, only at Mountain Mike's Pizza. Celebrate every game day with your favorites from our legendary crispy, curly pepperoni, bold sauced up wings, garlic butter drenched sides, and gooey sweet desserts, all hot, fresh, and built for a Niners victory. Download the Mountain Mike's app, join Mountain Rewards, and turn every Niners win into a pizza party. Let's go Niners! Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Yesterday when Drapes joined us, he accused Jay of being disrespectful. He can't do that today, can he, Jay, with you playing his theme?
Yeah. You know one thing about it. He might not even know this song. You think he listening to this album yet?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say no.
Is he ready to go?
He's ready to go. I'm going to say no because season time, and he hasn't had time to kick it with Quinn on the playlist, so he ain't listening to this. Now, he going to pump fake and say he is, but it's cool.
I'll bet he listened to the whole thing within 2 days of its release. It's time for Drapes Takes, Cal Draper. Who's right, Drapes?
Come on now. Why do you know me better than Jay, obviously? Listening party today came out. What you talking about, big fella?
Yeah.
You know, we've been locked in with each other, and I told you that our playlist where we each get a certain number of songs and put the whole album on the playlist. And so, yeah, I'm into it, big fella. You know, my Elizabeth Taylor is one of my favorite songs. Come on now, of course I'm into it.
Yeah, I think you did tell us that you were planning.
Said he listened to the first 30 seconds of each song and then moved on.
Yeah.
I will say with the seasons underway, I don't get to see Quinn as much, because I'm on the road working. And so I'm not as up on it as some of the other Taylor Swift albums. But, come on, man. I'm a Swiftie, baby. Tay. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she, of course, a huge star. She's gone viral many times, as you did yesterday, Drapes. The comments you had for us on our show, Frankie posted them on SactownSports.com and also on the, on our X account, and it just blew up. Your admonishment of Kings fans for being too negative, really tens of thousands of views, so it resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if Frankie is a friend or a foe, because, dude, I was on with you guys for like 24 minutes, and he only put that little tiny part on there. And so, no, it's everybody's been coming after me. Alan Stiles, Dave, they've been running some of the sound and everything. And let me start off by saying, fellas, it's one thing to be critical. It's another thing to be a wet blanket, a Debbie Downer. And that's what I don't deal with. I don't deal with that kind of negativity. If I walk into the room and you're like, oh, man, it's an awful day. This sucks. Dog, everything doesn't suck. And the thing about it, last night's game was the first game that I felt like, dang, the boys didn't have it. They tapped out a little bit. I didn't see the effort. And the issue I have with some of the critics out there is this team sucks. We're awful. And I don't view it as all black and white. Did we suck when we had 20 first half assists yesterday? Did we suck the first 3.5 quarters when we were beating Oklahoma City? And so my thing is, it's not all just black or white. It's not. And so that's the negativity I'm talking about. Now, if you want to talk about the rotations, you want to talk about the turnovers, you want to talk about the lack of effort, that's one thing. But the take that, this team sucks. Like, it's like, I mean, I don't vibe that way, fellas.
Yeah,
That's just not how I rock, you know? And so you got to be a little more creative than that, you know? You got to come with a better take than that instead of, oh, this sucks, you know? And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, speaking of takes, we're ready for Drape's takes whenever you are. You ask Jay. Jay's got your music ready whenever you want to fire away.
Yeah, and Jay, play the music a little louder, man. You shortchanged me yesterday a little bit. It wasn't bumping like it normally does, so crank it up a little. It is time for Drape's Takes here on the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports 1140.
Man, first of all, didn't you say, man, you come at things not being negative? Goodness gracious. That was a lie.
Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Oh, good stuff, good stuff. All right, let me start off. I'm going to continue with what I just said about the negativity. I see you Kings fans. You're throwing some darts at me and everything. You're talking about how do you know you ain't been here? This is my 6th season with these guys. And the thing about it, and I'll echo it again, it isn't all bad. I thought that second half and really the end of that second quarter on was the first time this season where I could just throw my hands up and say, what the hell are we doing? You know, I didn't see the kind of fight, the kind of effort that Doug Christie and Scott Perry. And so when I look at each game, I'll go back to the Lakers game when we gave up 1 million free throws. Did we really suck then, or did we suck the first 3.5 quarters against Oklahoma City? Did we suck the first half last night when we had 20 assists? And so that's my thing. It's not all just black or white. We throw up our hands, oh, we suck. Now, I will say regarding last night's game, I saw some good things early on. I felt like the play of Malik Monk off the bench, he sort of changed the tenor of the game. And I would have liked to see Malik a little more in that second half. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give the bench a lot of credit. I'm going to throw Keon Ellis in there, too. Keon's just a ball player. You know, he's one of those dudes that if you're Doug, you just got to find minutes for. Because I know he's not going to drop 30. I know he's not going to grab 20 rebounds. But he makes things happen. One of some of the quickest hands in the league. The deflections, can knock down the open three. Keon you know who Keon reminds me of? Keon reminds me of sort of the players we see on the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Neesmith or Ben Shepherd off the bench or somebody like that. They're not going to go off for 40 or anything like that. But they make good, solid plays, and they hustle and play hard every single night. And so I like the bench last night. I like Malik, and I like Keon definitely last night, Whitey.
Yeah. One of the things I thought the Kings might have some luck with last night is the Bulls turned the ball over a lot, and they did turn the ball over 15 times, and the Kings took care of the ball. So I thought there's an advantage there, but they weren't able to translate that into anything meaningful, in part because they just got destroyed on the backboards, Drapes. I think they had to make threes to compensate for being so small. They had 31 rebounds total last night, did the Kings. Very small.
Yeah, I saw that. 31 rebounds, 15 in the first half, 16 in the second half. And the thing about it, and I go back to what's happening when we lose these games. OKC last night. When a team punches us in the mouth, it's like we don't have a counterpunch. We're wobbly. And yesterday, the Chicago Bulls delivered the knockout blow. That run they went on to end the second quarter, that changed everything. And we didn't have the requisite fight, if you will, in that second half. And that was kind of disheartening. Mm-hmm. And honestly, guys, it was the first time this season where I felt we looked totally disconnected from one another. Guys would get beat off the dribble. No help would be there. There was no rim protection out there. We did not play as a group that last 24 to 27 minutes of that game last night. And that's kind of disheartening. And you know, if I'm Doug and if I'm Scott Perry, I said it on the postgame show, Scott Perry talked about his 6 principles, team-oriented. Where was the toughness last night? Where was the team-oriented ball play last night? And so I thought last night's game, and Jay said it off air, it was our worst game of the season, especially the way it seemed like, you know, the Bulls just snatched it away from us, took our heart away last night.
Yeah, you were up on the soapbox at the start of the postgame, weren't you? You had to apologize to Morgan. Like, I'll set you up here, but I got some things I got to get off my chest.
Where's my camera? Is this my one?
I got to do a better job of getting the analyst involved early. But sometimes, man, I get so fired up.
Yeah.
And because last night, man, I'm talking to people. They were like, we couldn't even watch that. And that was shocking to me that And I understand it's the second night of a back-to-back, but Doug Christie said before the game, no excuses. So we can't give them any excuses. Like, they did not play as a team. They were not team-oriented yesterday. I mentioned the 20 assists in that first half, fellas. They had 8 assists in the second half. And what I'm seeing from this team is, like I said, when a team goes on a run, when a team goes into, an offensive mindset where they're taking it to us, we resort to just individual basketball instead of staying together as a team. It's sort of like my golf game, Whitey. On the range, when everything is sweet, I'm great. But under the pressure, under the bright lights, the intensity, people watching, I resort back to what I know. And so I felt like that's what we've been doing this season. We haven't trusted each other fully on both ends of the floor, I might add, to weather the storm of a run, let's say. I mean, and give Chicago credit that they came out and they were flying all over the place. But the problem with the Kings that I saw yesterday is we allowed them to get the confidence, fellas. Chicago was like, oh, if I drive the ball, nobody's going to meet me at the rim. Oh, how do you give up 70 points in the paint?
Yeah, that
it
is
ain't
embarrassing.
Shaq you going against.
Right.
It ain't Olajuwon down there. It was dribble penetration.
Yep.
And so that was frustrating yesterday, man.
Yeah, I was going to say that was one of the big things. And, the broadcast, they kept talking about it. Mark and Katie talked about paint touches. And I'm with you, Drapes. It wasn't so much as drop the ball down in the paint. It was I'm attacking the rim. The Bulls attacked the Kings defense.
Yep.
Right. They got behind that first line of defense, and it was like not only was there no rim protection, there was not even a body there to deter you from getting all the way to the rim, Jay. And so, and one thing too, man, my final takeaway. Looking at that Bulls team last night, I saw a young, hungry bunch of players. We looked old out there yesterday.
Yep. A
step slow, our reaction time. And so we got to clean that up, and give the Bulls a lot of credit. But Zealous was out there taking it to us. I'm watching Josh Giddey do spin moves to get to the rim. And it's like they look like the quicker, fresher, faster, hungrier team. And one of the things I said on the post game is when you talk about the 6 principles from Scott Perry, it's not, all right, do it for 10 minutes and then take off for 3, or do it for 15, take off for 6. You have to have that mindset. That got to be your DNA from start to finish. And you can't do it 48 minutes. There's going to be some lulls. But the problem is when we stop doing it, we don't get back to doing it. And that's what happened last night.
Yep, we appreciate it, Drapes. And then the Kings play Denver on Sunday, so that means we would talk to you on Monday, if I have my dates correct here.
Nah, you got them wrong, Whitey. Get it together, big fella. Get it.
Yeah.
We played Milwaukee Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Denver Monday.
All right.
So
Tuesday,
and I'll be on the road.
Yeah. All right.
You're with the team now, right? Just getting ready to take off tomorrow or today or what?
Yeah. I'll fly out tomorrow and meet them in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll catch up to you next week, one way or the other.
All right. Sounds good, fellas.
Thank you, Kyle Draper. Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, they're playing Denver on Monday. I apologize, Jay.
Oh, you got to apologize, man. You got things going on. It's Mama G's B-Day.
But sometimes
got time to worry about people's schedule.
He's going to come on game days too, right?
Yes.
So So I think Monday we would. So anyway, yeah. So yes, it's Friday, Milwaukee, and then Monday, Denver Nuggets to wrap up this trip. Then back on to play the Warriors. When we come right back, take a look at how the Kings are not keeping up with the rest of the league in one key area. That's next, Sactown Sports.
The winter service event is on at Maida Subaru Sacramento. Now is the time to get your Subaru road ready for the winter weather ahead with exceptional savings on tires, brakes, wiper blades, and more. Maida Subaru offers the largest Subaru service facility in the Sacramento area, factory-trained technicians, express service, and the all-new cafe now open inside the dealership. Don't miss this chance to get everything you need to get your Subaru winter ready at the Maida Subaru Winter Service Event. See all the service specials at maidasubaru.com.
The keys are in your hand with Sky River Casino's $200,000 table games exclusive BMW giveaway. Earn entries daily with a qualifying hand on any table game. Plus, get double entries every Monday and Tuesday. Prizes are awarded every Friday with a guaranteed 2026 BMW 530i winner on November 28th and December 26th. Visit skyriver.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or over.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So my sandwich shop was opening in a week and I needed signage.
A week is plenty of time to panic.
I went to Staples. They printed banners, posters, and flyers to promote my grand opening.
All in time for your grand closing.
Nope, I had it same day. I even got $125 off my order.
Hold the onions. For all your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. In-store and online, same day if ordered by 12 p.m. into 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
The greatest show on dirt returns to Stockton Dirt Track. October 31st and November 1st. It's the 42nd annual tribute to Gary Patterson. 2 nights of all-out racing to the finish, crowning the 2025 champions on dirt. Tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Interesting look here at an area in which the Kings are not keeping up with the rest of the league. It's really more an interesting look at what's going on in the league than it is an indictment of the Kings. But the Kings are supposed to be a real progressive and effective offensive team. They're not keeping up with the league so far. And I know it's very early, but 25-26 NBA scoring. Teams so far in the NBA are averaging 118 points per game. That is up from 113.8 last year. Okay? Scoring up very early, but up to 118 points per game, up from 113.8 last year. Kings last year were at 115.7. This year so far, they're at 111. They have had some offensive clunkers in there. They didn't score much, obviously, in the the Utah game, which they won, and they've had some rough periods as well. Free throws. This is where it gets really interesting.
Man, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, NBA teams are so far averaging 27.1 free throws per game. That is the most since 2007. Last year, Memphis and Denver led the league at 23.3. The Kings last year averaged 21.2 free throws per game. This year, 20.6. Down at the bottom. Yeah. So NBA teams averaging 27.1 free throws. The Kings at 20.6. 8 teams are averaging 30 or more free throws per game.
Hey, I saw that 2 days ago. 30 free throws a contest is amazing. Amazing.
Last year, no teams did that.
Nope.
And, of course, we're just starting, so it's possible nobody does it this year.
It'll even out a little bit.
So far, 8 teams are doing it.
Yeah. You know, part of it, and I was going to ask Drapes this, but we didn't have time. And he kind of touched on it a little bit in the form of, the Bulls jumped out and kind of punched the Kings right in the mouth, and the Kings didn't really respond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm really seeing, and I don't want to attest it to age because I think that's the first thing we look at. But the Kings don't seem to have a second wind. For whatever reason, it feels like they can't turn it on like some of the other teams that we've seen. Of course, we got to see OKC. We're talking about the champs. You saw it a little bit with Phoenix. I thought they took some opportune, aspects of the game and chose to and the opportunities that they were given by the Kings, they succeeded in taking advantage of those. But even with the Lakers, like it felt like the Kings, and even with Utah, even in a win, it didn't seem like that extra oomph from the team. And Malik tried to bring it a little bit with Utah. He came in, hit a couple of key shots, and the G1C erupted when they needed to. But it felt like the Kings just don't have that extra little oomph to hit the turbo.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying, and I don't know if it's a matter of having that oomph or just not having anything else to go to. The game against Phoenix was a great example. I know Zach LaVine said, in the second half, they started switching everything, or they switched up on us and we didn't adjust. And then the fourth quarter, the Kings collapsed in the fourth quarter against Oklahoma City. And it's funny, I know a lot of people are holding that up as an example of, no, look, the Kings are pretty good.
Right.
But they lost that game.
Yeah.
And they threw that zone at OKC, and eventually, fourth quarter, OKC figures out the zone, and then the Kings are like, well, that's all we get. We don't have anything
not
else.
An adjustment.
And I think we saw some of that last night as well when the Bulls really got going in transition and started attacking the paint, and the Kings just didn't have another gear or another card to play.
Right. And I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know if it's the tactics or it's just they don't have the extra little oomph, the extra gear to punch back.
I don't think it's the tactics.
Yeah, I don't think so yet because – as you said, you make a good point. You threw the zone out there. You've seen even in game one, against Phoenix, we saw Schroeder start picking up at 94 feet at the end of the game. So you see the tactics. And that's what's so interesting. And, that's why I said I automatically know everyone's going to attest and say, well, Jay, look, as you pointed out, we have a older lineup. We have one of the oldest lineups, if not the oldest starting lineup when Russ is in there in the NBA. I'm not sure it's that. I'm just not sure what it is just yet. And 5 games in, and I don't want to keep saying that, but the creams will rise to the top. We'll figure it out. We'll understand if they can't step on the gas when they need to. It'll show, and we'll have an answer sooner than later.
There have already been 4 50-point games. Of course, the Kings saw up close and personal. Austin Reeves put one on them.
I'll be bringing that up, Whitey.
Led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in his 55-point double overtime outburst against Indiana. But 4 50-point games, the most through the first week in the history of the NBA. So scoring is up. The Kings, it's a trend the Kings have not been a part of.
Which is why I believe you may see a team average 30 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about 8. All you need is 1. All you need is 2. And you may see it. We talk about foul merchants, the SGAs of the world. I swear Jokic is definitely a part of that category. I mean, to be so big and so powerful, he throws his hands up as if he's like 5'2". But it's the truth. It's really the truth. And he does that. A lot of people talk about James Harden and so many different players throughout the league. But Jokic is definitely a product of trying to draw fouls as well. Doing some unorthodox, unordinary type movements. When you're like, dude, you're 7'1", man, 300 pounds, damn near, bro. You don't need to be throwing up your hands like you're 4'11". That just doesn't work.
Plus, he's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, he does, and that's where you just, Jay, you just got to shut up. You're talking about the MVP.
Doesn't mean you're wrong.
Yeah, true. Two things can be right at the same time.
Drapes made a really interesting point that to me is a little bit concerning for the Kings last night. The Bulls just look so much younger and faster and stronger than the Kings.
Yeah, they do. They do. They you know what else they look like? Hungry. They look like, and I've said this on multiple occasions, we all know how the NBA goes. We all know how sports goes. As soon as the schedule drops, we can all attest. We're looking at it. We're guilty. That's a win. That's a win. That's a loss. You need to get this win. You better, we'll probably lose that because of this, aspect of what's going to happen. You can bet. The Bulls looked at it and said, oh, Kings coming this way before Milwaukee, Denver, 4-game, beginning of the season. They're probably not going to know what they're going to have. Guys trying to come together. Now, they didn't think Keegan was going to be hurt. Probably knee, same time with Domas being 85, 90%. But you can believe the Bulls said, the Kings?
Yeah.
That's us.
That happens to teams that are really struggling. You're looking around for, when's the easy games? When's the easy games? Man, everybody's really good. When's the easy games? Then you realize you're the easy game and you can't play yourself.
Washington's probably looking at the Kings, salivating.
Maybe.
Can't wait till they come over here or we go that way.
The Ringer has a list of NBA teams that are making us rethink everything. Why are the Kings on that list today? We'll look at that when we come back to Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers!
Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the place where a handshake still means something. And when it comes to the car buying experience, it's not easy to find that kind of integrity nowadays. And right now, it's the Drive into Fall event. They also have select 2026 Ram 1500 models at 0% APR financing for 60 months or $3,500 bonus cash. For the guaranteed lowest price, visit them online, sacsuperstore.com. On approved credit through Stellantis Financial for well-qualified borrowers. $1,401 per thousand finance. Residency restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Ends 11/3/25.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting. Just smart, local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
D.I. Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Pirie, coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140. Always more Kings talk to discuss.
And we've got you covered. It's the Drive Guys.
Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back. Jay and I were just having a conversation. Jay, I'm looking here. Cam Boozer from Duke is 6'9".
Are you really going to?
We're just talking. AJ DeBance is 6'9". Chris Sinek, Houston, 6'11". Nate Ament, Tennessee, 6'10". There is some size.
Got your eye on some size,
towards the top of the upcoming NBA draft. For what that's worth. I mean, just, all theoretical.
Just throwing it out there real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Caleb Wilson, 6'10", freshman, North Carolina. Jaden Quaintance. 6'10" and a half from Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah.
There is some size. Thomas Haas, 6'9". That's all.
Yeah, I'm not a Haas guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay and I were just talking. So
you might have to start to keep your eye. College basketball is coming around the corner here, as is high school basketball.
Mm-hmm. Tough loss for the Kings. Last night, of course, some interesting thoughts, as always, on the text line, YouTube chat on the text line from Jeff. Why do you think we haven't seen Max on the floor? If he's not quite ready, isn't now the time to play him? Not if you're a coach who is trying to win games. If you're a coach and you're thinking, I got to win some of these games here at some point, this young man he's very promising, but in practice, he's really not holding his own. You just don't want to play him.
Yeah.
If you're trying to win, you don't play him if you're trying to win.
Yeah.
If at some point this year you're trying to develop your younger players, which I think is where it may end up going, then I think we'll see him more. And it's all right now, though, it's about matchups.
True, very true.
Mm-hmm.
You go with what you know, right? And that's what it seems like. And I just use the example of Russell Westbrook, who's all of 6'4" with the wingspan of 6'8", playing a forward.
And you just from the look on his face, hey, guard Wemby. All right. Right? Just
how Russ get down.
I'll shut him down.
Man, Russ is going to guard any and everybody. One thing about Russ, and I love it. He doesn't think he can lose to anyone. And even when you beat him, in his mind, you can tell he's like, I'm going to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
And you need that. That's what greatness is. You see too many examples of guys with greatness who, is like, as they say, has an ego. And Russ is one of those guys. He truly has an ego. No one is better than me, and no one can outplay me, and I'm going to outwork you, and I'm going to go hard as possible. And albeit it might not be reality, that's the way you move, though.
Mm-hmm. From Kimberly. Yeah, the guys are supposed to smell what the opponent had for breakfast, but instead the opponents are smelling the Metamucil on our breath. I'm not even sure what that means, but I think it's funny.
Saying Metamucil for OGs, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, man, Kimberly.
Mm-hmm. And Jeff also points out that the Kings had no answer for Jalen Smith last night. I love Jalen Smith.
Yeah, you spoke on him.
When he was a free agent, I want him. I don't know if he had any interest in coming here.
Right.
So you can't, that's like you think about free agents are free to go wherever they want. But I love him, and he does really well against the Kings.
Yeah, he does. As does anyone above 6'8", feels like. Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting? Drape said something, and I thought about this, and it popped back to my mind of why I feel. And answering, who was that? Jeff? Jeff was saying we hadn't seen Max, right? Was that Jeff who said that? The reason I think we've seen Dylan a few times off the bench is he seems to be one of the, if not the only person, who's just a little physical in the paint, who doesn't mind laying a body on somebody.
He plays the way Doug wants everyone to play.
And
I think Devin Carter does some of that too.
I think so too. And you saw Devin come off the pine a little more last game. Yeah, it will be interesting moving forward versus finesse versus physicality, toughness, getting in somebody's face. I always go back to it. Coach Christie always talks about you're going to feel us one way or another. And Dylan Cardwell seems to be one of the guys on this roster that's going to make you feel him physically.
Yeah. But then after he played a lot against the Lakers, we haven't
peeped him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last night, but the Bulls they're shifty. They're not super long either.
No, but they come.
They don't have a lot of beef. Yeah,
a lot of depth and wing length. And,
athleticism too.
A
lot of athleticism.
They're one of those teams that you could take some of their guys off the bench. Dosunmu, Jalen Smith, Patrick Williams. If those guys were here, we'd be saying he's the best player I've ever seen. You know what I mean? A young wing with some upside, and a lot of us would be going, man, that guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. And then on a team like the Bulls, they're coming off the bench. They're playing well, but they're coming off the bench.
Yeah, rifle spot.
Yes.
No doubt some of those guys will probably have an opportunity. Patrick Williams has started a few times. Jalen did a little bit as well. But
yeah, we just don't have that type of
player.
No,
we don't. We truly don't. We definitely don't have that type of caliber player.
The young wing, Keegan's kind of it. And that's also why the Neek Clifford injury hurt so much.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have knew Neek automatically this early in the season would mean so much? Like Keegan, for sure, we know that. But Neek, man, we kind of miss him because we had a spoonful of, a taste of who he is and what he brought to the table. And now all of a sudden it's like, man, pass me the bottle.
Yeah.
Forget the spoon.
I know that some of us, or at least I got a little bit nervous over Keegan and the fact that he hadn't signed his extension, and he did. It worked out. Everything was fine. So I'm trying not to get nervous at all about the fact that Keon hasn't signed anything yet. They'll work it out, but they have to. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this roster, to Kimberly's point, that you look at and go, boy, their shelf life is short, and we're looking, longer term here, and Keon fits that, and he's good, Jay. And there's a lot of value there because you plucked him off basically no one else wanted him, and he's a productive player. So to me, he's a guy that they have to figure something out. They got time to do that. You have to figure out something with Keon. He's got to be one of your pieces going forward, in my opinion. I'll be very disappointed if they don't work that out.
I got you.
Now, if you traded him for something, you got some of value back, that's a little different. But if they just, if he becomes restricted because they figure, we don't need him, I hope it doesn't come to that. I don't think it will.
Yeah, for me, and all I could do is be honest. I'm still in the middle. I'm middling what Keon brings to the table. And I'm going to use just what you said for me, my opinion.
I said restricted. I think he would be just an unrestricted.
Unrestricted,
Pardon me.
Would be
I'm
this.
sorry. Yeah.
You spoke on some of the young guns that the Bulls have, and if they were here, we'd be screaming, oh, my goodness, they're the next Hall of Famer. I think we see a lot of that with Mr. Ellis. I'm not exactly sure where he fits in the NBA just yet.
Kind of the hometown exaggeration.
Yes. Great words. Great description. He's a heck of a ball player, no doubt about it. But what we've heard, and it's crazy because we know Coach Christie, it sounds like Scott Perry, they want to play with some toughness. They want to play, stability. They definitely want to play a lot at a high pace. And defensively, he does a great job. He's probably our best defender on this team, which speaks to a high volume. All of that being said, I'm not saying for the Sacramento Kings. I think for the Sacramento Kings, Keon Ellis means a lot more than I would say Keon Ellis would mean for the Lakers, would mean for, OKC or whoever, Denver and or Orlando. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on where he's going to land in the NBA yet. I don't know, because I think he's small for what he does, meaning his size. And the other part of it, too, is he's worked a lot on his shot, and you can see it. And we've talked to a lot of people where they said he worked on his shot as far as just touching and shooting, off the dribble also. You can see it, but I'm not sure. It's one of those things like this, Whitey. You'll never know you can do it until we see it. We'll never know if he can do it until we see it. You can continuously work on something forever. Doesn't mean you're ever going to get it. I think what he brings to the table is he's great defensively. I think he's a decent spot-up shooter, meaning if you give him the ball, he's going to hit at a decent rate. That's not a 3-and-D guy in our league.
He's a little small to be a true 3-and-D wing.
Right.
But I think he's a really good shooter.
Okay.
I think I understand your point. His numbers have been really good, but it's funny because if you look up his height, you're going to find a range of answers. Mm-hmm. You'll find everything from, I think, like 6'3" or 6'2" to like 6'6". If he was 6'6", that'd be a whole different.
He'd be an animal.
Yeah, I think he's more like 6'3".
That's what. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Maybe 6'2"-ish.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I think I agree with you. He seems like he's more important to the Kings than he would be to another team. But I think, in my opinion, that's because he brings so much to the floor that the Kings need, and they don't have it.
They don't have it. Yes, and that's where I'm saying it's no disrespect to Keon.
No, I think I hear you.
What I'm saying is for this team, and we can speak on the Kings part of it. He's fantastic. He's what this team needs more and what they're deficient in. What I'm saying is like you said, the home crowd over exaggeration.
Yeah.
If he goes to the Atlanta Hawks, where you have a Dyson Daniels, where you have somebody who's already, a defensive guy, and their game is defensive. Let's just go with Orlando. They got a bunch of dogs over there who play defense. Suggs, Bane, guys like that, Wendell Carter. What would be his importance to that team?
I understand that.
That's kind of where I'm going with Keon. And so I say that in the form of this, will he get the home overpay, or will he get what the NBA is kind of saying, well, you're kind of due this amount of money. This is kind of what your worth, your net worth here in the NBA is. And so that's what's going to be super interesting. And that's why I say I'm kind of in the middle with Keon, because I think here he's head and above shoulders what the Kings need. But if he jumps out to, and it's kind of the Malik Monk situation. We kind of saw this, right? A lot of people talked about Malik Monk. Oh, he's going to be wanted everywhere. Well, some people came back and said he didn't have that many opportunities in other teams. That's what the insiders told us. And I said, you crazy, because I think he's one of the best at what he does, and that's six man. Same thing with Keon. I think we're overhyping it because he does things here that other teams do on the normal. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, are we going to pay him $50 million? And then we start to look at it, and who cares whatever he gets, because you're only worth what a person to pay you. But as you look at the value throughout the NBA, will that be likewise some of his, his cohorts, or is it we overpay for him?
I think he's a little better than I think you think he is, but I understand your point, and
he may be.
But I understand your point. I think he is hurt more by the guard crunch than just about anybody else on the roster. And I think the Kings potentially, to your point, are also hurt by that, because it's possible they're not sure what he is. Well, how are you going to know to determine what you're going to pay him if he doesn't get to play as much as he would if he were
definitely agree with
not
that.
in a backcourt with 15 or 16 or 17 other guards? Now, it's possible they've already made up their mind. And I think we said that during the preseason, because there were some preseason games where he didn't play, and maybe he didn't play because they feel like we know what he is. So if that's the case, all right. But he certainly could benefit from more minutes.
And I two things, twofold. I don't think we know what he is. And maybe that's a good point in what you're making. And maybe that's the part of me being middle is I truly don't know what he is.
I think that's fair.
And there could never be a final anything until you retire, until you hang up the shoes.
Let's see him play
and
more.
that's the second part of it is one thing Keon has done, he's earned way more minutes than what he's getting, and I think he's earned a lot more opportunity than what he's getting. And I'm not just talking about 5 games here. I'm talking about going back to last year.
Yeah.
That was part of the conversation. That was one of the things that Coach Brown talked about quite a bit. I felt like that was always in the air. What's going on with Keon? Has he not earned this? Is he in the doghouse? Do you not feel Keon's defense is something that could bring a lot to the table for the Sacramento Kings team? That was a consistent conversation last year when it came to Keon and Coach Brown's movements.
Yeah, this is probably an unpopular thing to say. I'm a pro Keon guy. I think over the years I've proven that. But I do think, speaking of that hometown exaggeration, where and I think all fans do it, where you look at a guy and in the eyes of his own hometown fans, maybe he's a little better at things than the league sees him. Keon's a good defender. I don't think he's as good a defender as a lot of people around here seem to think he is. I think he still can be. I think he does a lot of good things.
Right.
With his hands, he's very active, gets in the passing lanes. But, I think there's still people harboring or operating, I should say, under the assumption that, he could guard he could guard 5s or 4s.
Yeah.
Nah. He has trouble with big 3s. It gets back again to his size.
Right.
He's a good defender.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I appreciate, the Kings last year as an organization talked about it, maybe he should be all league defense. I don't think so.
No.
But I think he's a good defender, which really stands out on this team. But I think there's room for improvement there.
He was second in deflections in the NBA last year, right? And so the part behind that is, and that's part of my conversation is, for what he is of all the opportunity that he has gotten, he truly has earned more time and more opportunity. Let's not take that away from him. And me and you are not doing that, but I just want to make sure that that's clear.
We're just trying to be honest, and objective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Second part beyond that, and I think just what you said is some of the things that I'm wrestling with. And that goes back to, and you put it a perfect way, hometown exaggeration.
Mm-hmm.
He's a heck of a team defender. For me, when you're talking about and you're preaching and you put an example out there as a team defender, Keon is one of the guys that I would be talking about. If I'm going in and I'm teaching a class and I would use some of his clips. I truly believe he plays the passing lanes very, very well. And he plays help defense very, very well.
And that's very valuable.
No doubt about it. But as you saying, I think he has gotten the title here in Sacramento of, he's a stopper, somewhat.
He'll shut down anybody.
He'll shut someone down. Where we've seen it plenty of times. We're looking around where it's like, oh, man, everybody on the court is getting hit, including Keon. Now, it's the NBA. As we know, stars can't be stopped. It's just the way the game is played and the way it's officiated and the movements now. I'm pretty sure you saw the clip of Giannis traveling. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, where it's like, dude, you took one dribble from half court and you made it to the paint, and then you stutter step like you was Barry Sanders.
He took 3 steps and then he started half court. He ended up in his hometown in Greece.
Right.
It's like, wow.
On
one dribble.
How can the defender stop that? So I get it. But as you said, I do think we over-exaggerate who Keon is defensively.
I think a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not to say he's not a good defender.
No, Whitey, again, if you don't hear me, I don't need nobody to take a clip.
I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Keon is a great team defender. Keon plays great defense. I'm not sure he's the stopper that a lot of us in Sacramento believe he is. And so with that being said, also let me make sure it's clear. I don't need nobody taking the clip. He has earned every minute that he has gotten. And I'm also saying, and you're saying, he should earn more opportunity.
He's probably earned more.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But and you're talking about, this conversation started from the Kings. You were a little nervous about Keegan being re-signed. They got that done. And you're a little nervous with Keon. And so my question to you was from the jump is, no doubt, Keon deserves, first of all, to be in the NBA. He deserves a heck of a contract, and I hope he gets whatever amount of money he possibly can get. More power and blessings to you, brother. But what I'm saying to you is for the people that like to count money and checks and play armchair GM, it's going to be interesting to see how much they give him, if they give him something, and to see if he's valued the way some Kings fans value Keon.
I agree. This is from Danny Chow and The Ringer, looking at the 5 teams that are making us rethink everything already in the NBA. First few weeks of the NBA season aren't about wins and losses. They're about vibes. And he says, let's take a look on the vibes for 5 of the most surprising teams from all across the spectrum, from good to bad to question mark. Philadelphia 76ers, a backcourt to believe in. He cites them. Chicago Bulls, a strange vision of utopian hoops. We saw that firsthand last night.
Okay.
You know? I mean, that's how you play basketball. They're sharing the ball. They're getting up and down the floor. They attack. They look like they're playing with joy.
My boy Giddy.
Dallas.
28-8.
Yes,
Whitey,
sir.
28-8.
Dallas Mavericks point guard ain't easy. And then they also have...
That's what he's averaging. I should say that.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
20 points, 8-8.
Sacramento Kings, exactly as confounding as they look, says Danny Chow. He says, this team isn't without intrigue, although it might be more accurate to call it morbid curiosity. I'd be lying if I said I've never wanted to see what it would be like to watch Westbrook play power forward in a game. But the fact that the Kings roster is structured in such a way that requires Russ to play the 4 on back-to-back nights suggests something woefully amiss. Injuries be damned. A starting lineup with 4 on-ball scoring guards and an undersized post-sub center is some twisted thought experiment. And then he goes on to say something less than flattering about Vivek. But just the fact that a lot of people around the NBA, or at least Danny Chow, I'm sure he speaks for many, look at the Kings, the way they played the last 2 nights, the way they played last night, and says, I don't get it. We're still saying that about the Kings. I was hoping by now, Jay, I know it's early, but I was hoping by now we would have a clearer idea of, oh, okay, I see what we're doing here, and I don't think we do.
Yeah. 5 games in, and it sounds like we're still looking for a few answers that most teams would see, and really it's just becoming not even rotation. It's the fact of who can play what.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Injuries play a part in that. You know, Keegan's definitely, Domas missed a game or 2. We know that, Keon's been banged up a little bit as well. So it's just it's tough times right now in certain aspects, for sure.
Yeah. By the way, the other team that he mentions is the Orlando Magic.
What they say?
We just says it's thought this was going to work, thought it'd be a hit. Orlando is a team that a lot of people were high on. I've been high on them. They're off to a 1-4 start. They've lost 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So, lots of teams struggling right now.
Well, you got to, as Orlando, there's some new pieces. So you kind of got to figure out how you want to, manipulate the game, and they're figuring out rotations and gelling together as well. You take a look around the league, everything ain't peaches and cream.
Right, but let's look at where the Kings are right now. At 1-4, they're 14th in the West. Jim, I'm going to ask your opinion.
Why you want to bring that up, Whitey?
Because
I was trying to put an example out there for the Brooklyn Nets who are 0-5,
right,
or Indiana who hasn't won a game, and then all of a sudden you want to bring me back down, Mr. Gleason.
I want to bring you to a place of reality.
Okay.
Just embracing reality here. I'm going to ask you, the teams ahead of the Kings, could the Kings, in your view, catch them?
Yes.
You could pass.
Yes.
I'll answer. You have the right to, I'll take the 5th. I plead the 5th.
All right.
Looking at the top of the conference right now, Kings off to a 1-4 start. Could they catch OKC 5-0?
Let's just start in the middle, because come on.
Well, but
no.
Okay.
No.
2, San Antonio 4-0.
I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
so.
not
but
believing
all right.
in the Spurs yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden State Warriors 4-1.
No.
Denver Nuggets 3-1.
No.
Portland Trailblazers 3-2.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll say 2 maybe. Lakers 3-2. Could they catch them? I don't think so.
No.
Memphis 3-2.
Yes.
Okay, that's 3. Utah 2-2.
Absolutely.
Okay, there's 4 teams. You got the Clippers are 2-2.
I'm gonna say no. I think they'll figure it out. Wiley veterans, Ty Lue, they'll push for it.
10th is Houston at 2-2.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, I agree. Minnesota at 2-3. They're 11th.
I think they'll be right around there. So I'll say yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's 5 teams ahead of them that they could catch.
Sure.
So if you're right,
so wait, we have Portland, Memphis.
we said the Spurs. We could even
Okay.
The Spurs were kind of half.
Yeah, sure.
Call that a half.
2.5.
Yeah. Portland,
Memphis, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3.5.
And you said, didn't you say Minnesota?
Minnesota, I think they'll be around there.
Yeah. Dallas?
I think they'll be around there.
Okay. So that's what, like 5.5 teams.
Sure.
So the Kings at 14, that means that they, if you're right, they have the wherewithal to get at least into the play-in picture.
Well, I think they'll be in the playing picture. I truly do. I think,
you may be right. I'm not seeing it right now.
You're not seeing
maybe
it?
You're right. Yeah.
And
maybe you're right.
I say that in this form. Here we go. Memphis is probably one Ja Morant injury, which we know, unfortunately, Ja's probably going to miss a few games. I truly believe they're one Ja Morant injury away from, good luck. You in the play-in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for me when it comes to Minnesota. I know they have some wily veterans beside Ant, but I think if Ant misses 3 weeks.
And he's got a hamstring injury.
Yeah, he's nursing one. But if let's just say this continues and he misses 3 weeks of straight NBA action.
And your boy Austin Reeves beat him at the buzzer last night.
Somebody else, is he Ramsey boy or somebody?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
I thought you were a big Austin Reeves guy.
Yeah. I was just checking. I like Austin Reeves like I support the Giants. How about that?
Okay.
All right. And I'm talking about the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
And New York, by the way, as well. I truly think Minnesota's one injury away. I don't know what the heck is going on with the Mavericks.
AD got hurt last night.
Yeah, he's Achilles /calf leg.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not exactly sure. And Devin Booker go away for the Suns. Good luck.
All right.
One thing I know is this, and you know this too. In the NBA, with 82 games, there's ebbs and flows. Unless you are absolutely the Brooklyn Nets or the Washington Wizards, and even I believe they'll go on a run or two because I think they're a little more talented. They have some young talent. Not saying they'll make the playoffs or nothing, but I think, and we saw it with the Trailblazers last year, you'll win 4, 5, 6 games in a row, and then you'll lose 4, 5, 6 games in a row. It's the good teams, the Denvers, the OKCs, and all that, who will extend that winning streak. And they'll shut it down after 2 games. Absolutely.
Streaks. Yeah.
But when you're an average team in the NBA, it goes without saying. You can just look at the annals of any type of archive when it comes to the NBA. Average teams, middle of the pack teams, they have good runs and terrible runs. I think the Kings will have a good, unless they get to a point, meaning the Kings, 15, 20 games in, and Scott Perry said, I'm pulling the plug and we're going to go young or tank or whatever the heck people want to call it. But if he sticks with the majority of this roster, they'll win 5 games once. They'll win 4 or 5 games. They'll go on a streak.
I think the big question is if the Kings kind of linger on the edge of the play-in race, but the record isn't great, and the Kings decide, no, we're going for the play-in spot. The question is, are fans going to be able to get behind that?
I'd say
we'll
no.
See.
Right now, no.
I would guess not.
Yeah, I would say no. I was looking at it. It was a Kimberly a long text message. Shouts out to Kim for locking in. But one of the things within her text that caught my eye was thinking Westbrook or DeMar will put butts in the seats might work for some, but we are Kings fans are over anything else. We're over it. We want to win and see there's a plan to get there, meaning to get to I guess, winning tradition. This isn't the way they're going about it. Isn't. Give us something to watch for.
Give us something to work with.
So if I'm reading into that, it's what we're paying attention to and what we're watching right now. Nah.
Yeah.
And even if it is, or if it does mean we'll be close to the play-in or they're fighting for a play-in spot, like that's all cool, fine, and dandy. But the Kingdom has higher expectations now.
Yeah.
And they're probably not going to watch. That's what I'm taking from that.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
We're 9-17, but we're only 3.5 out of the final play-in spot. I don't think fans.
That's not what it is no more. Huh?
Yeah. When we come back, a look at the 49ers. They made one trade. Are they working on another one that could save the season? Next on Sactown Sports.
Visit SactownSports.com and join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
As the temperatures drop, keep your home cozy and your family safe with Maverick Electric Heating and Air, your local family-owned team you can trust. They care about the families they serve because they're part of this community too. This fall, schedule your seasonal tune-up to make sure your system is ready before the cold sets in. Visit MaverickElectricalServices.com or call Maverick Electric and let their family take care of yours this season.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors. Locally owned and operated, we know what businesses like yours need. From reliable printers to high-performance copiers, we'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The excitement of the game is here, and so are the model year-end savings at Stockton Honda, the best Honda dealer in Northern California. Score big with low payments, more for your trade, and a huge selection. Don't wait. The clock is ticking at StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study, recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
The greatest show on dirt returns to Stockton Dirt Track. October 31st and November 1st. It's the 42nd annual tribute to Gary Patterson. 2 nights of all-out racing to the finish, crowning the 2025 champions on dirt. Tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Feel like I've been borderline too negative on the Kings, so here you go. Looking for something positive here, Jay, from last night's loss. The Kings shot 52.4% from the floor. That's good. You got 4 starters in double figures. DeRozan had 19. Russ had 12. Domantas Sabonis. We're not hearing about how it's time to get rid of him today, are we?
Well, you knew that was going to happen, Whitey. That's why you don't even play into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know I had to have that conversation, but I keep trying to tell you, man. This was all-league type caliber player, man. He might not be your style, but you can't. The one thing you can't do is disrespect this man putting up double-doubles every single night. Just doesn't work that way.
18, 11, and 6.
Come on, brother.
He did have 2 turnovers. He had one where he dropped the ball. He only had 2 turnovers, but I was thinking of, who was it? Raider
Ted, man.
Raider Ted. Like, does he have Super Bowl hands? I thought, oh, boy, we're going to hear about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But he had a good game. For what it's worth, you still lose the game. And Malik coming off the bench to throw in 15 on 10 shots.
Doing what he does.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start the campaign right now.
To trade him?
For 6? What? What's wrong with you, Whitey?
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
For 6th man of the year. Right now.
Huh.
5 games in.
He's
Kings.
not even their 6th man.
Kings. if you're listening down at the G1C.
If they had seventh man or something.
No, Whitey. Somebody over there needs to put a campaign. You know how, and I saw you post up, we were at the Revival, shouts out to Revival, right there at the Sawyer, and they were putting up the new banners above lids.
Yeah.
And I saw you post that.
Yeah.
And so I say to that, someone needs to post up a Malik Monk 6th Man of the Year banner, maybe on the big screen on L, whatever we need to do. We need to get into that movement right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not even play around because we took it for granted a couple of years ago. It was like, this is a walk away. And then all of a sudden the NBA came up and stole it right from under our nose, grinched us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. But if he's going to be 6th Man of the Year candidate, he's got to be the 6th man.
He is the 6th man, Whitey.
Okay, all right.
Even if he comes off as the 7th, we know him as the 6th man. We gotta act and operate like that.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
Come
You're
on,
right.
Whitey, stop
You're
being.
right. But
your calculations are too precise.
I'm looking out for him. I would like him to go somewhere where he'll have a chance to play more meaningful games.
Why you keep trying to get Malik away?
Because I think we can address that glut of guards, and then serves him well. He plays with a good team. The rest of the country can see what he's doing on a team that's on national TV more, and maybe we get a useful player or players in return. That's the thing. If we can't get anything good for him, I don't want to send him out.
I understand and please correct me if I'm wrong, part of the reason why you consistently say my boy Malik's name is you believe he has the highest value of the guards that they may be willing to part with.
You could get something for him, I think.
All right, so I understand that part, but I'm going to help you out. Malik, Whitey doesn't want to trade you. He wants you to be here, but he also understands.
I want you to be happy.
Yeah, right. True.
Yeah.
That bag is happy enough right now.
Uh-huh.
Brand new house. He wants to be in Sac, man. Let's give him his love. Now, if he comes out and says,
but he doesn't have to pay those taxes in Texas.
Well, that's true. So what's your eye on? Houston?
Yes.
Who are you looking at? Is it Tari Eason?
Tari Eason.
Okay.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
I won't.
I need a young player. I need a young player.
Yeah, I'm about to say DFS ain't. He's good.
Tari Eason and Clint Capella.
Nah, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool. I like Eason, but Clint Capella does nothing for me. And now watch him go get Capella, and I'm going to have to take
Clint
that
Capella,
back.
I think, right now is like, did Bobby Gerald write about this? He's like their third center, and they're not even playing him.
Well, unfortunately, he's a rim runner, and a lot of rim running big guys who can't shoot aren't looked at, they're frowned upon a little bit in the NBA at this point. So I don't want to say his time has passed because there's always an opportunity to come back and do what you need to do and expand your game.
Stretch big now, huh?
Yes. Yeah, you got to be able to put some touch on it, baby.
What did Domas do last night?
Got to be a better passer. Capella's not known as a passer either.
Domas, 1 for 4 last night from the three-point line, and you can just see he knows. He gets the ball out there, Jay, and you can see it. He knows, I'm open. I've worked on this. I need to take this shot.
44% last year.
But I don't want to take it. I have to take it. But I don't want to take it. He lets it fly. He's not shooting the 3-ball well. He's trying to be something he's really not.
He was 8-14 yesterday from the field.
I know he was.
1 of 4, as you said, from 3 points.
What was that? What?
1 of 4.
Exactly.
I mean, some people made a Hall of Fame living off of 1 of 4.
No, I'm just saying I understand it. Teams will lead him out there, and he's trying to become that stretch big, and he's struggling with it right now. He just needs to let it fly and not think about it. You can just see him almost thinking about it, like, all right.
Shoot it like last year.
Can I throw it to somebody? No, I gotta. All right. He's throwing scuds up there, Jay.
Now, I thought you said you were going to come into this segment being positive.
Well, see what you made me do. See what you made me do. You're right. Back to it. You're right. Zach LaVine last night with 30 points, 12 and 19 shooting. So there were some positives last night. Drew Eubanks was 2 for 2. It's just that was a scheduled loss, perhaps.
Yeah, back to back.
There you go.
Midwest love.
Uh-huh.
Central time zone. Folks might have stopped at Harold's Chicken. Just one of them things. Sometimes it's part of it.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
You never know. It happens throughout the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, scheduled loss. Got to bounce back.
Yeah.
2 tough games, though. Milwaukee's playing well. They're 3-1, playing well. Giannis at the top of his game.
Yeah.
And, Denver's Denver, man. They look, I know you got your eye on Denver as maybe a championship contender.
Maybe. Then you got the Warriors, right? You come back home and play the Warriors.
Nobody's scared of them.
I think right now you should be.
Ain't nobody
I understand what you're saying, but I think right now you should be.
Come on, you're talking about OGs.
Uh-huh.
We're right
Playing
there
well.
with them.
Yeah, they got
Triple OGs.
that young Kuminga and Moses Moody.
Just bouncing
The two
back.
timeline plan is finally paying off for them.
Is it?
6 years later. Here's what's going on with the 49ers. From Matt Mayoko today, kind of a mixed bag. Looks like Tricky Ricky P is trending up, looks sharp, but I don't know that he's going to play this week.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, so maybe for the Rams, but he's making progress.
Right.
And then Brock Purdy also moving well, but the 49ers are going to be cautious, and because they're playing this week at MetLife Stadium on the turf of terror, I don't think he's going to play this week.
That's the one I'm a little iffy. I'm thinking if he's ready to go, you got to rock him out there.
Yeah?
Because you're getting to the point where you have to look at what's going on around you. And thankfully, nobody is really running away from you in the NFC and especially in your division. But you're kind of playing for wins, right? I mean, that's common sense. But I say that in the form, let me make sure I readjust that. You don't want to play, you don't want, as we talk about a schedule loss, you don't want to go in and saying, well, even if we don't play Brock, give Mac a shot, we're okay with taking the loss because Brock will be back next week.
But it's the turf of terror, Jay.
I get it. I truly understand. And,
Malik Neighbors just tore up his knee, unfortunately, on that turf.
He did. He truly did. And a lot of people have.
Yes.
What's going on with that turf anyway?
Haunted.
You got the answers?
No, I wrote a little something about it for the website, but it was really just kind of, a list of the things that have gone wrong there, going back to the 2020 game where the 49ers season was derailed, week 2 when they played the Jets
Bosa
there. And Solomon and, Solomon Thomas and Bosa. And let's see, Jimmy G had a high ankle sprain in that game. Mostert had a sprained MCL. I mean, it was terrible.
Taking him out.
Yeah.
The 49ers have to be sharp and smart, no doubt about it, with Brock. But if he's ready to go, I don't think you hold him out just because of your superstitions or your thoughts or what's going on in MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. I think you have to you got to go out there and win. You had 5-3, of course, Seattle and the Rams at 5-2, knowing you're getting ready to play the Rams here in a couple weeks. So they've both won 2 games in a row. And then at the same time, the Packers are 5-1. Philadelphia's getting their footing.
Yeah.
Seems like it's 6-2. Right now, you're in a good spot. You're in a good position. But you don't want any of these teams to kind of get around, 3 games up on you. So I think you got to play them. Yutir Gross-Matos practiced today, so that's a good look on the defensive line. You really need that. And I know you're going to talk about picking up Keon White from the Patriots as well.
Yeah, they got him, and they brought Cleveland Ferrell back.
Signing the practice squad.
And Jeremy Fowler, Dan Graziano, as I'm sure you heard, they said Wednesday that the 49ers are among the teams interested in trading for Trey Hendrickson. Cincinnati's still saying, no, we're not going to move him. Kayvon Thibodeau with the Giants. The Giants say, no, we're not going to move him. The 49ers believe to be interested there.
Mm-hmm.
Fowler wrote, up to this point, the Bengals have rebuffed trade inquiries. Sources have maintained Cincinnati has no plans to trade him. Cowboys and 49ers are among the interested teams, though San Francisco made a move for a pass rusher Tuesday night. So it looks like the 49ers are working on it. I mean, Trey Hendrickson's not going to necessarily save your season because you've already lost so many guys, but he would go a long ways towards putting real teeth in your pass rush.
Oh, no doubt about it. But would you say if they go after Hendrickson that they're saying they're trying to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think they're thinking we could win some playoff games here, and then maybe
we at least want to be in the running, and have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. I think if you spring and you go get Hendrickson, you're letting everybody know you're all in this season, like you truly are, because he may just become a rental, high expensive rental halfway through the season. But I think you're letting everybody know, man. Look, we're going for it. We're going for broke, and if that's the case. I would expect, and I know the trade deadline is coming up. I would expect
November 4th.
If that's the move the team is going to make, then we will probably see Purdy quick. You'll probably see Ayuk's, which they didn't open up his practice his timeline this week, but it sounds like they may do it next week. I would suspect that if they believe they have some type of caliber of a team that can go win a championship, you may see that. But you better believe here comes Purdy. And here comes some other guy, IU, quickly, too, because you don't want to wait around too much longer as we're starting to get to the middle of the season.
Another guy to keep an eye on, Matt Mayoko. It was actually Matt Barrows who wrote about Jermaine Johnson, who's a linebacker and edge rusher with the Jets, who played for Robert Saleh.
Yep.
It's another guy that, with the Jets struggling. I'm sure he's on the 49ers list. He's not at the top of it, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get the guys at the top of the list.
Well, a team who truly, truly believes a Buccaneers team or something, I'm just throwing it out there, Green Bay, as they went and got Micah Parsons, they felt they were a Micah Parsons away. So if there's a team that's out there, Buffalo, he could stay right there, New York. A lot of people say Buffalo defense isn't as big and as good as they thought. Those are the type of teams that I would think would be hunting for,
there are some good
double
teams
J.
looking for edge rushers.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody
Detroit's
is.
in there. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The Eagles. Yeah.
Yes.
When we come back, can we please stop taking Coach Christie's comments out of context? Please, can we do that? And by the way, speaking of football, we got Stevie Johnson, top of the hour. But we'll look at what Coach Christie had to say last night and why it raised some eyebrows next on Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, weekdays 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
On Sactown Sports 1140.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
Need cash fast? Tap into the value of your home with a home equity line of credit from Valley Strong Credit Union. Whether it's for home improvements, debt consolidation, or that dream vacation, you can get your cash offer in minutes. That's right, just minutes to unlock the power of your home's equity with no hard credit pull to see how much cash you can get. No stress, no waiting, just smart local banking that puts you first. Grow your possibilities with Valley Strong Credit Union. Visit valleystrong.com to get started today.
Time now for your Sactown 49ers report, brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. San Francisco loses in Houston on Sunday, 26-15, to fall to 5-3 on the year. The Niners played again without Brock Purdy, and they struggled offensively to score early, going down 13-0. The Niners are back in action on Sunday morning in New York. You can catch all the action beginning at 9 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino. With over 80 table games, the hottest slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
I know we all overreact to everything going on with the Kings right now, but I think people are going overboard on what Doug Christie's saying. I think people are taking what he's saying out of context, running places they shouldn't be running with that. We'll look at that in just a second here, but of course we take you up to Thursday night football. Thursday night football. And the Ravens taking on the Bengals. The Ravens are 2-5 right now. They started 1-5. Since the first NFL postseason in 1933, only 4 of 358 teams, which is 1.1%, started 1-5 or worse and made the playoffs. That's what the Ravens are trying to do. Those teams, by the way, were the 2018 Colts, the 1970 Bengals, the 2015 Chiefs, and the 2020 Washington football team. The only teams that have started 1-5 or worse and made the postseason.
Did those guys have Lamar Jackson?
They did not.
That's what everybody's thinking. I think that's what they're betting on. Lamar coming back first time since week 4 for the Ravens tonight.
Mm-hmm. In fact, one of those teams had Alex Smith coming back.
Was that Chiefs 2015?
No, it was the 2020 Washington football team. Yeah. Yeah. And also the schedule for the Ravens eases up a little bit here. So they got a shot. But you got to win tonight, right? You got to beat those Dolphins. And the Dolphins also apparently believe they still have a shot. We'll see about that. Yeah. More football, top of the hour. Stevie Johnson's going to join us. Bowling with Stevie, is that what we can call the segment now?
Well, Stevie's out in Buffalo this week. Yeah, so he's moving and grooving on with Bill's Mafia, so he's not at home.
Okay.
Yeah, so we won't see any pins.
Good for him, but I like it when he bowls for us. I'm still going to call it Bowling with Stevie. So
there it was. Come on,
we have that coming
work.
up. Yeah, I know we touched on this earlier, Jay, but I think some members of the media, they're just doing their jobs, but I think Doug Christie has said a couple of things the last couple of nights that I believe are being taken out of context and kind of used against him in a way that I don't think is accurate. I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything untoward or of being a hot take artist. But when Doug Christie said a couple of nights ago, we should be 5-0, 4-0. Pardon me. He said we should be 4-0. I know a lot of people looked at that and said, "Really?" And I mean, those are things coaches say. Of
course.
Yes. Coaches are always trying to put a positive frame around things. We're just not ready to be 4-0. This is the connection between that and what he said last night, which is, I think we get bored and we stop doing things that are working. The connection there is we're not ready to be 4-0 and we get bored doing things that are successful. That's a coach saying it's us. It's not the other teams. We're beating ourselves, which means we can correct these things and we'll be fine. And he's saying that not only to the media, but he's saying that to the team.
Mm-hmm.
We're good. We're a good team. It's not like, oh, no, what do we do to stop these teams? No, we just need to figure things out ourselves and do things the right way, and we're going to win. I don't know if it's true, but that's what coaches say to their teams and to the media.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I think he
wasn't calling out his team.
No, far from. And if you read into that, then, hey, man, more power to you. Mm-hmm. I could say some other things, but I ease back on it.
It looks like it maybe when you read it, but if you heard it and saw it, he was not doing that.
You can hear it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Doug Christie.
Blow-bys, gambling, fundamentally when they do it the correct way, we see that it can be done. But it's almost like sometimes we get a little bored with the monotony of doing things the right way and having success at it. But, I mean, pretty simplistic. I have to go back and watch the film, to be honest with you, because a lot of times, as bad as it feels right now, you'll say things and feel a certain way, and then you go back and watch it and you go, oh, well, it was something a little different.
Sarcasm.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. With everything going on with the Kings right now, there are a lot of issues, and I don't think we need to add, the coach has had it with his players and he's going after them. I don't think that's what's going on.
No, that's the house coming down. Now, this is the part I will jump on with the Draper bandwagon. Everything ain't always the worst. That's one thing Drape talks about. As much as, like you said, it was he came on the show yesterday and said, the sky's not falling, and a lot of people jumped on him for saying that, pointing the fingers at him. That's not what Coach Christie is saying. That's not the end of all in. He's a little sarcastic. As you said, coaches, this coach speak. He put it in the back end too. Look, I'm going to go check out the film. We'll see it. Yeah. We'll get some things done. But the way I took it is just the way you said it is. Listen, fellas, we're better than this. We truly are. And I believe in what my guys are doing. Sometimes we've all had the coach. If you've played any type of athletics, you'll know, hey, coach, oh, man, yeah, it looked like you did that right.
Right.
I could say a ground ball comes your way, you kick it with your left foot. Oh, man, you did everything perfect on that one, Jay. It's sarcastic, man.
Yeah.
That's the way I took it.
Yeah. So again, yeah. And it doesn't mean that he's right.
No, it doesn't.
But I don't think we need to blow this up into, he's had it with his team. He's frustrated with his team. He's frustrated, but he also has said, he just said it the night before, I think, I've told him it's not their fault. I'll take bullets for him.
All the time.
Yeah. He knows, having been a player, that's one of the benefits of being a player. He knows what it's like. So anyway, yeah. I just felt the need to clarify that because I think we're going too far afield of that. Where there are enough issues that are really going on right now that aren't great for us to start, in my opinion, making stuff up.
Well, I'll say this, and like I said, I'll take a page out of Kyle Draper's biography here. You got to be a little bit cleaner than that, meaning you got to be a little bit sharper than that. Remember the commercial would say, got to be a little quicker than that? Sac media, we got to be a little bit smarter than that, truly, and fans as well. The Coach Christie is not coming out and pointing fingers at players and saying he's not getting it done and they're not getting it done. I think he would come out and just say that. I think he'd say, well, and it may not be the best way to go about it. Let me say this. It's not the best way to go about it, hence why he has not done it. You don't come out and you don't point fingers at players. You do that behind closed doors. You have those conversations, between A and B, sometimes C, but you don't put that out in the media. Him saying that is not calling out his players. It's not.
I don't believe
Stop blowing stuff up, Sac King.
Yeah.
Media and fans. It ain't about that. Do something else. Be better. Straight up.
We're going to get better with Stevie Johnson. I'm still going to call it Bowling with Stevie. Okay, he's not at home in his bowling alley, but Bowling with Stevie is next. We'll look at the upcoming NFL weekend and the 49ers. Are the 49ers getting ready for a trap game? We'll find out what Stevie thinks of that and more next. Sactown Sport.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? with full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, max out your savings. The more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on any smart bed with base. Limited time. Check it out at a Sleep Number store near you or at sleepnumber.com today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When the chill in the air sends shivers down your spine, don't let your home turn into a haunted house. Keep things cozy and safe with Maverick Electric, your local family-owned team you can trust. Maverick Electric cares about the families they serve because they're part of this community too. So before the real chill sets in, schedule your seasonal tune-up. Visit MaverickElectricalServices.com and let their family keep yours warm and beautiful this Halloween season.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Are you ready for Halloween? They had Halloween festivities. Did you know this, Jay?
I did.
They had trick-or-treating and a pumpkin contest in the building today.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah.
I did know that.
It's not Halloween. That's tomorrow.
Nah,
but
come
okay.
on, man. We one step.
All right.
You know why? Because nobody comes in the office on Fridays but me and you.
That's it. That's it. Speaking of scary, the 49ers visiting MetLife Stadium and the Turf of Terror this week. With more on that, more on what's going on in the National Football League. Not at his bowling alley this week?
No. I believe he's on the East Coast.
All right.
Jumping in front of the weather before it starts to snow and he don't want to fly in, as he talked about.
8-year NFL veteran.
Right,
yeah. That's Stevie Johnson. How are you, Stevie? What's going on?
I'm good, brother. It's good to be back on, man. I'm actually flying. I just flew back from Buffalo.
Around this time, the Halloween time is when the weather starts changing and getting cold. So I'm back in San Diego thawing out.
Oh, that boy smart.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that is smart. Stevie, the 49ers playing at MetLife this week. 2020, week 2, that suffered a ton of injuries. That turf is well known or notorious for causing injuries. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on playing on artificial turf as opposed to natural grass.
Oh, man, it's one of those things in the back of your mind. Like, if you've already experienced the injury, you have it in the back of your mind. You don't want to think about it. It's beneficial, and it's one of those things where it's a problem because on those turf fields, you can actually run faster. You don't sink in as much, but that's also where the problem lies. There's no give, and it's a 50-50 shot with it. You just pray that guys get out of there healthy. And for our team with the Niners, good thing they don't have to play there every week. It's not their hometown, so just hopefully the Jets can keep their health up.
Mm-hmm. So is that the type of thing though, that as a player sometimes it's something you can become aware of, which is probably not a good thing to be thinking about? Oh, this turf is a little dangerous.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. A lot of the guys, they aren't overthinking about it, because if they were, really they wouldn't be playing. They wouldn't suit up. So it's one of those things like, hey, in the NFL, any play can be your last, yet you still go out there and you give your hardest because you're an ultimate competitor and you want to, prove people wrong and prove certain people right. So you don't really think about the injuries and the potential risk that you're really thinking about the successes.
Stevie, MetLife came around 2010. Did you have an opportunity to play out there?
Yeah. I had scored a few touchdowns out there.
That boy.
That boy. And again, we didn't think about the injuries. Obviously, we knew what can happen, but once the game start, it's just like people ask me about the weather in Buffalo. Yeah, it's hella cold, but when the game starts, you don't feel it, honestly, until you start sitting down,
Bring them heaters up.
Hey, right straight to the heaters, get the jacket off. But once, defense got a turnover, throwing that jacket off, we out there. We don't feel nothing. So, it's just adrenaline.
When it was really, really cold, like low teens or sub-zero, did you have to change the way you tried to catch the football? Because if you can't feel with your fingers, maybe you use your arms more. Did you have to change your strategy when it came to catching a football?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great question, actually. And some guys did and some guys didn't. So here's a story. Lee Evans. Lee Evans, he learned how to catch the ball with like straight body on everything. Whether it was a slant, everything, it was like this. And they said he developed that when it was cold because his fingers used to be so cold out there. And that got me having to learn how to catch it like this, use your hands and all that stuff. But I didn't have that body catch, that we see Rice doing so well. The OGs usually did that one really well with the body catching. But yeah, it definitely gets certain players to switch up their game. Me, I still had to just keep my hands in a warmer all the way up until the play started. Then I'm using my hands.
Off the top, real fast, I know we're talking a little Niner. Who's the one that you were catching passes from in the cold, and maybe not even the cold? And you were like, man, bro, got Nolan Ryan on that ball. Like, who was that person?
Bro, Kaepernick. Kaepernick was that guy. Before I even move on, look, the one that passed I missed, I tried to let it do the body thing and it freaking skipped off my chest. But I'm just going on.
We ain't bringing up old stuff. Come on, Stevie.
I had to get that off my chest. I can't just let it flow. It was on my mind. But Kaepernick, brother, like I remember signing with the Niners and one of my homies, Kasim Osgood. Sorry, I gotta put you out there like that, Kasim, but man, he had a knot on his eye. I'm like, yo, what happened to you, man? Cap. Like, yo, Cap did that. What's going on? And I'm like, dude, my route's already off timing, so I'm not trying to have my eye looking like what happened to you, brother. So I end up, like I said, I end up hitting up Kaepernick, like, yo, can we work out on the off day? And he was cool enough to do it, and we got in the laugh about 2-3 hours, and the rest was history. We was good.
Man. Stevie, for people that play flag or just pick up football, I love to ask NFL players this question. What is your go-to play call? What's the play call that you're sure of? I think Charlie Gardner told me one time the pick play. So he said it works every time. What's your go-to play in a pickup or flag football?
Dang, see, for mine, it was a play called Spoon. And it was a concept, it was 4 seams. And it's so simple. However, within those seams, there's multiple routes that can be done. So the slot guys, you can either have a vertical burst, and you can either look for it over the top. If there's one safety, obviously one of those seams will be open. And if there's cover 2 with 2 safeties, then those seams aren't just bursts, they're benders now. So, it's multiple, it's like an option route. And then if you have people playing off like a prevent, you don't run into the prevent, you just break it off into a hitch. So it's really 3 routes in one. That's only in the slot. The outside has the similar thing with hitches, and then you can get tricky as far as like Peyton Manning would do this all the time. They would call it literally bender all game, and they just did different variations of it on the outside, either hitch or they'll do a delay hitch, delay slant, come inside, but those benders are still taking the top off. So that's one of my plays, one of my schemes that I really love, but it's the way you teach it, though. It's not just 4 verticals. It's multiple routes in one package.
Man, joined by Stevie Johnson, Mr. Himothy himself. Stevie, the offensive line has been ravaged, of course, by some injuries, and now they let go of Mr. Moss. What's your thoughts on the O-line up to this point when it comes to the 49ers? Because I think it seems like it has probably been the worst, squad part of this team.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's what you need to be the most stout position, the O linemen. But the thing is, everybody's going through it. Every team in the league will go through a situation where their linemen or the running backs, the skill players, somebody's going to get injured. So that's where you look at the offseason. Offseason, you got to load up on players. So when these things, the inevitable happens, you're prepared for it. And right now, I would say that the Niners are, they're somewhat prepared for it because the guys aren't looking lost out there. It's just they're figuring out the speed, considering the position that they're being put in. But still, I think they're still competing. So they'll get better as the season goes. We're going into the second half, and they'll get healthy. We got George Kittle back, and he's already getting 4 targets, 43 yards. And, that's coming off of an injury. So it's still time to grow for this team.
Stevie Johnson with us. Stevie, when you have an offensive line right now that the Niners have where you've got some injuries, you've got some guys that aren't playing great, but then you've got a left tackle, you've got one of the greatest offensive linemen of all time. So how much can you scheme just repeatedly to take advantage of Trent Williams on the left end?
Oh, man, I guess as much as Trent can take, good thing he's in shape. Good thing we got guys like McCaffrey. Good thing we got a playmaking quarterback that's in a position to play make in Mac Jones. And he also got a rapport with, some receivers, although, they're also depleted in that position. So good thing we got guys in a mindset, a coach's mindset that can give energy to this team. Because if you didn't have that, who knows where this team would be right now, considering the injuries that they've dealt with. So, guys are playing good. They ran into a team in Houston who's got an excellent pass rush, and it showed. And unfortunately, we couldn't get no pressure on C.J. Stroud, and I feel like that's when he's at his worst, when you get pressure on him, and we just couldn't get that on him.
Stevie, man, somebody that the 49ers grabbed early prior to the season, maybe a week and a half before, was B-Rob, Brian Robinson Jr. He's got 36 rushing attempts through 8 games, man. That, to me, that's just not enough. Am I mistaken in the fact that we need to see B-Rob a little more, although we do have a, Swiss Army knife in Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, and that's the same, dude. It's the same thing that I would say with the Buffalo Bills, like they got to utilize their pieces. The 49ers have and the thing that I say with my Buffalo Bills community, look at what the 49ers are doing with Christian McCaffrey. So the thing is, the Niners, they know how to scheme it up. It's just to the point where now I think the faithful is asking for other options right now because we know what McCaffrey can do. Similar to with the Buffalo Bills, like we know what Josh Allen can do. We don't need to see him doing playmaker mode all the time. Let's let him manage, games. Let's get Brian Robinson more touches so that he can be more of a threat where Mac Jones cannot just, depend on McCaffrey or depend on trying to go to Kendrick Bourne, or injured Jawan Jennings or injured George Kittle. You know what I'm saying? Like, utilize these guys that you brought in, make them earn their money, and Rob is ready for it.
How confident are you, speaking of your Bills, that they can bring down the Chiefs?
Big time.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what the thing is? They beat them in a regular season 4 out of the 5 times, I believe, and that hasn't been the issue. The issue has been beating them in the playoffs when it matters. So I would say it's nothing on the players. It's all on the coaching. It's all on Coach Brady, whether he's going to be prepared for Coach Spagnola's pressure and his defense and his blitz, or is he go act as if, his linemen are going to hold up strong forever and, deal with it. And we'll see what happens.
Stevie, I want to ask you about Lamar Jackson coming back tonight too as well, but I just thought about something. Man, you played in 2 of the best fan groups there are with the Bills Mafia and the Faithful. You ever sit back and think about that?
Dude, yeah, dude. I
ain't think about
literally a blessing. It's a
blessing.
And then I end up living here in San Diego where the missus love. So it's
Right.
like, it's definitely a blessing, man, to play for both teams. And me being from San Francisco, man, that's smooth, being able to score a touchdown, you know what I mean, in the stadium, put on a jersey. That's everything, man, to represent from Hunters Point to playing in the stadium for the team, man. It was great. It was great, man.
Yeah. Stevie, I wanted to ask you about the trade deadline. Who knows if the Niners will be able to do anything. Supposedly they're trying to get somebody like Trey Hendrickson, big fish. We'll see if they do. What is it like for teams in the locker room when your front office goes out at the deadline and brings in help? And, I assume it's a sign to the team, like, we believe in you. How energizing is that to a club when they actually go out, the front office gets help at the deadline?
Yeah, that's huge. It's huge. It just shows that they're like one of us. You know what I mean? Like, you feel what we going through. You see that we're down a few players. I was assuming the 49ers would have went at the Bills and try to pick up like a Matt Milano, because Matt Milano's dealing with some injuries, but he's able to play. And they got guys that stepped up. So I felt like with, Fred Warner's injury, I thought during the trade deadline they might try to reach out to somebody like that. But whether they do or whether they don't, I guess it depends on what position your team is in. And I guess the ones that's looking for the trades, they're in some type of position. So, as a player, when you see those new guys come in, you like excited. I remember when Sean Merriman came in to Buffalo, and I was like, man, we didn't really sign guys like that. He was on his later side of his career, but it was like, oh, you see management trying. They making an effort now. It ain't just the same old, same old. So, yeah, it gives you a sense of pride.
Stevie, we're joined by Stevie Johnson, former NFL wide receiver, now of course part of the family of the Drive guys. Man, we're basically at the middle of the season or close to the middle of the season. What's your take as a former player as you creep up to the middle of the season? You see that win column above that loss column. What is your thoughts as you moving forward? You just talked about, hey, look, front office, you guys see our pain. You see we're trying to win. You see we're trying to get somewhere. What's your thoughts on the player? We're in the middle of the season now. What's your thoughts as you guys move forward?
Body work.
Ooh.
We spoke on this a few episodes ago, and it's like that part is the most important right now. Yeah, you want to see players come in and help the team, but you are also in a point where you're rolling, and you've dealt with maybe some injuries. You still got a whole half of a season to go, not to mention if you're in contention for playoffs, that's a whole nother, situation to prepare for. So at this point, you got to be heavy on body work, maybe get to the facility a little bit earlier. When I say a little bit, a couple hours earlier, to get more of that recovery, more strength conditioning in, and that'll sustain you to not, fade towards the end of the year when things actually get more fired up. So, I would say more so on body and let the management do what the management do, whether they pick up people or not. You got to focus on your body.
Stevie, I've got a huddle etiquette question for you, and maybe you've been through this. I would guess you have. What is it like if you're a receiver and you're getting open and the quarterback either isn't looking or he's just not throwing you the ball and you can beat your man and he's not looking? I don't know. You have to. What's the etiquette there for the receiver? How do you let him know when sometimes maybe like, hey, no, you don't understand. I mean, how far do you push it? What's the etiquette there?
Yeah, it depends on how your team is doing, in my
Sure.
personal opinion.
Yeah.
If your team is great and doing well, the etiquette is hold it in and discuss it in the locker room or somewhere off the camera where nobody can see it. If your team is losing, the etiquette is to do the same thing. But me personally, I've shown all types of bad body languages. I didn't go as far as to talk at my quarterback, but I definitely was.
You was demonstrative. Yeah.
Yeah, like, man, come on. I could have held it in a little bit better. My etiquette wasn't as good as I am as a coach, you know what I mean? Mentor role, but yeah, it's frustrating though, but you gotta understand what situation you in. I'm assuming you alluding to like an AJ Brown situation, where he's asking for the ball because he know he's gonna be open. Yeah, we know that, but do we need to do that right now? Like I don't think we need to. That's thinking as a team player.
Sure.
If you think it as an individual, they go use it against you when it comes like contract talk. That's the most brutal part of the game, and it's so unfair. That's funny. We was talking about this with James Cook. They was talking about all the things that he couldn't do. But on the same side, the coaches are the ones sitting them out, not letting them go do the things that they're now blaming them for. So it's a tricky situation with AJ. Keon Coleman is a tricky situation with him because how can he demand the ball more to prove what he got when you're on a winning team? So it's kind of tricky and it's unfair, but at the same time, you joined this business and it's not fair. It ain't fair at all, but you got to deal with it.
It's always seemed to me that receivers have to be vocal because they rely on someone else to give them the ball. Hey, you got to throw me the ball, so you got to let people know. Have you in a huddle, or have you ever seen, or you personally, have you ever told the quarterback,
throw me the rock.
Give me the ball. I'm beating this guy every time.
So
that's a yes. Come on, bro. That's a yes. You ain't got to talk about it.
I don't blame you if you have. Yeah.
Yes, and no. I'm gonna say, all right, no. I haven't done it mostly because I always gave my quarterback the respect, something must have happened for you not to, or you don't need to be hearing me going at you or saying this directly at you. If you see me kind of flash, it's for a reason, because they know me in the locker room. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
But then, yes, I've done this before because I understood the defense. I understood the play. I went to my quarterback, my young quarterback, and told him, where coach is telling you to throw is not going to work. They're going to be on that. Look for me in the back of the end zone, and I'm going to be there. And he did this, what the coach said, as opposed to looking for me, and it interception to the house.
Pick six. See, I already knew it. Yeah.
To the house.
And again, I didn't say nothing at him. I had bad body language. I didn't chase the guy down. It was bad on my part, but it was like, brother, I literally told you this was going to happen, and you didn't, so I just I'm done with you.
Hey, I ain't got nothing else for you, man.
And honestly, that was the wrong reaction, though. Yeah, I should have been better on that, but I'm answering your question now.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
100%, man.
You can't throw the ball to yourself. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, look, man, we understand you in coach and mentor mode. You matured now. You're an OG in the league and you're an analyst. We understand, but we also know we all strapped it up. Yeah, hey, man, give me the damn ball, man. Give me the ball. Stop throwing the rock over there and give it to me. Real fast before we let you go, my last one. Lamar Jackson, bouncing back, former MVP, one of the faces of the league. Absolutely fantastic, bouncing back, 2-5. People in Baltimore believe they still have an opportunity because the Savior is coming back. What's your thoughts on Lamar coming back first time since week 4?
Yeah, first of all, I'm excited that he's playing back at the crib, in South Florida. This will be his first game back, and considering it's coming off of the hamstring, I'm looking forward to seeing him take off. With that division or that conference, yeah, it's easy for them to come back. They're at 2-3 or whatnot, and the next top team is the Pittsburgh Steelers with 4-3, and they're kind of, on the bubble. We don't know if we can trust that team. So, yeah, if Lamar's healthy, you gotta assume that he's going to get more victories than lose them, considering he had 2 to 3 weeks of rest in recovery. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play back at home.
Stevie, you're the best. Thank you so much for your insight and your honesty.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Enjoy the games. We'll talk to you next week.
Love. Take care, brothers.
All right, big time.
Stevie.
Enjoying that San Diego life, man. You see, you got things in the hand and all, brother. I feel it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't, guys.
Yeah. Keeping it real, though.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're taking you up to Thursday Night Football, the Ravens and the Dolphins, a game that probably looked better on the schedule when the schedule came out than it does right now. But on the other hand, Jay, you got a Ravens team that is still trying to scratch and claw their way back into the playoff picture in the AFC, and they got Lamar Jackson back tonight.
Yeah, super. Everyone out that way should be super excited. And if you're an NFL fan, just the fact that Lamar is coming back, even if you dislike him or dislike the Ravens, you have to also tip your cap that, one of the best guys in the league. As I said, he's a face of the league, no matter if you want to dispute it or not. You can't win MVPs, multiple, and not be the face of one of the faces of the league. So just excited to see him come back. It brings excitement back to the game, especially on a Thursday night when the Kings aren't playing and, there's very few NBA games. I believe there's 4 tonight.
B Deets 916 here in the YouTube chat said Stevie is my favorite recurring guest. Swagger and perspective out the wazoo.
Well, the good part about it is he, when you've been through the mud, when you've been through the fight, when you've been through the battles, and you choose to allow people to get, as you talked about, or you asked them about the huddle question, when you give that type of response, it is something, because we aren't privy to all those conversations all the time. So definitely.
Mm-hmm. Are you, as far as the 49ers concerned, are you at all concerned that the 49ers might be looking past the lowly Giants because they got the Rams coming up the next week?
I hope not. The Giants aren't lowly, are they?
They lost Scatterboo. And,
okay.
All right. They're not great, but I know the 49ers have their own problems. They may not be, they're struggling on their own with all the injuries. Maybe they're not in position to be looking past anybody.
They better not be. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you this. If nothing else, if we go back to that schedule conversation, this is a W on the schedule. You need to go get it. Even if you got to go across the, the country to go get it. I think if you're the 49ers, if you ask anyone in that locker room, this is a must-win almost. Mm-hmm. And, if you want to keep up with the Seattles of the world, you need to go ahead and go get it.
Yep, we're back with you tomorrow, our annual Halloween spooktacular.
Okay.
Right, Jay?
I might have to bring some flashbacks of you and, we'll see. Friday Night Theater. You might have to, yeah.
Maybe so.
If I can find it.
Yeah, have a great evening. We appreciate you being with us, and whatever you do, stick around for Thursday Night Football. Getting ready for the Ravens and the Dolphins next on Sactown Sports. Back with you tomorrow.
Toyota's legendary truck event is on, and the deals are legendary. Get low APR plus $500 bonus cash on 2025 Tacoma, or get a low-cost lease on Tacoma Double Cab, or get low APR or up to $3,000 cash back on